you are a traveler, you are a dance artist that studied around the world, in Spain, in the United States, but then you arrived here and you find here in Trieste something, you decided to stop and to put a root in here, in Trieste, in our city. Why? What happened here? Like Corrado did, from Rome, from two very big metropolis, very big cities, you stayed, right? Why?
I moved here in 2011 to follow my boyfriend. Mm-hmm. So I came for personal reasons. Our son was born here 2 years ago, so it definitely is my new home. But as I always say, I wouldn't have moved in any place to follow him, so it's good that he was living in a nice that I started to know through him and that I really liked. So all these reasons brought me here.
And you both told me that you find here in a small city something that you had in your beautiful town of origin, so Milano and Roma, but with a city that is open, it's some kind of international, but with some differences, of course, with an enormous metropolis. And so this was a plus to you. This was something that let you think that here in Trieste you could build something, a career as a teacher, as a dancer, and the same to you as a researcher, as a dancer too. And this is nice. I'm happy about this. Yes, I appreciate your choice. And so what, I don't know, we would like to give also an image or a travel tip, a place that you like, that have a meaning to you here in Trieste, some souvenir that you have, your first impression here, or something that you remember that let you think, I like this as an artist, I like this place.
Oh, well, my advice would be to walk a lot in the city and try to get to know it, its different
landscapes,
situations and yes, landscapes, because I think Trieste is a city that you have to discover a little bit. The idea that you have coming from outside, it's of a very cold city, and it's not. It's a lot more Mediterranean than you would think. There's many beautiful places, and well, I could recall some places that I had the chance to dance here in the city. One is the Parco di San Giovanni, which is a very meaningful place for the city. It's the old psychiatric hospital. It has a very intense and important story, because it was the place where Basaglia started his whole research and revolution. Then there's many beautiful theaters. I danced at the Teatro Miela, Teatro Sloveno. I danced at the Caffè San Marco, which is a very nice cafe in the center of the city that you must visit if you come. And also this gives you an idea. I've been living here for basically for 3 years, and I already had the chance to show my work in a few places, so this is something not that obvious of a city, so this might give you an idea of the possibilities that you also have, even if it's small and it's a bit unknown.
Yes.
We were speaking about the cultural influence of Trieste, that it's strange. Yes, it is not such a big town, but there are many theaters, there is a nice audience, the people generally go to theater to watch performances and so on, so this is a nice chance for who is involved in these fields, just to have a nice place to stay.
And your favorite place, your place of...
Here, of course. Here. This is my
Many
place.
memories in this
So many
room.
memories,
Yes.
so many hours inside here. My place is probably some theater too, as I've been dancing here for several years. So the Teatro Verdi probably has been my second home. After that, probably, well, I think it's unforgettable, of course, Piazza Unità. Such a beautiful and unique square in the city that you cannot miss. What else? Probably, the same of Marta, probably Caffè San Marco, probably it's the atmosphere of the old atmosphere of Trieste that it's thrilling and it's interesting. This is.
Okay, and so your first memory, your first impression was a cold feeling, but then
This was actually what I was told.
yes.
It was my first impression. I visited Trieste in 2007. I was here performing, so coming just for a few days. And the first thing I thought it was that I felt like I was in a foreign city. I didn't feel in Italy at all.
Yes.
So that surprised me, and
In 2006.
seven. And it made me curious, and actually by then I wouldn't have imagined to end up living here.
Yes.
But and it's a more relaxed place than you would think. We have in the rest of Italy, we think of the northeast part of the country, as I said, as a very busy and working people.
Yes.
And actually here you get a very different atmosphere. It's because of the sea, it's because of
Probably,
a lot of
yes.
people coming from other countries.
This is surely the southest city of the north, of northern Italy.
Yes.
The mentality is completely different. People like to relax. They like to drink, to have nice moments for themselves. They work what they need. When they stop working, they are free, and this is nice.
Quality of life is very high. Coming from a big city,
Yeah.
you definitely see the difference, and I think this is priceless.
I agree. It is my first impression.
Yes, your first.
I was here for the first time in 1985. You were very far away from me. The city
We were
was
dancing, flash dance.
quiet, and the city was totally different. It was really a foreign place.
Yes.
You had the sensation to be somewhere abroad, but not in Italy, of course. And the first problem was that in the morning I was stealing the cappuccino of someone else because, of course, of the name. And so I asked for a cappuccino. And as you know, here in Trieste, all the names of the cafe are different from the rest of Italy. So it was very nice just coming down from the train and stealing someone else's cappuccino. It was not that nice, but anyway.
It's actually a very recent discovery.
I
I actually now I managed to have exactly what I want, but it took me like 3 years more or less.
You have some perversion like a capo deca in B or some
No,
simple-
just to have what you
What
want.
you want. Not that easy.
So, well, you have to learn some rules, and then you perfectly have your place, and you
Yes.
comfortably can stay here. Also,
Absolutely.
artistically, so you as an artist, you find your place. You build something very, very important. I think.
How many time we have?
No,
How long?
we-
Well, Trieste is not that different from the first impression of Marta because it's a cold somehow place, but it's not exactly the place. But I think that the institution and people is not so open to new, to people incoming and so on. So you need to fight. You need to fight your struggle because it's not that easy. It's not that easy, but it's a nice training to get it easy everywhere else.
Yes.
It's a kind of training. You know.
Yeah. Well, I've always lived in different. Even when I was living in Milan, I traveled a lot. So to me, it's kind of normal not to necessarily work where I live.
Yes.
But I think that as an artist, living in a nice place is very important, because at the end, if you have the chance to move and maybe show your art somewhere else, it's always nice to go back to a place that you feel it's a nice place and that gives you nice insights and good inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, definitely. I think this is
much. Well, the beauty of the city can inspire you as an artist. Yes,
Why not?
it happened.
Mm-hmm. Beautiness is always a kind of inspiration, so why not? But I'm the interviewer now. Marta, do you think that your work has changed after Trieste, or?
well, the coincidence is that I had a baby.
Yes.
So maybe basically at the same time. So it's kind of hard for me to say, because my life in general changed a lot. So it was many changes all at once. I don't know what my life would be in the same situation in Milan. Definitely it would have changed anyway. As you said, I think it's moving and living in other places is always a good occasion.
Mm-hmm.
It's a challenge. You put yourself in a new situation. You have to. You want people to get to know you. You want your art to be discovered. So if you don't get depressed and feel too too far from home, then it definitely is a good occasion. And every place can actually give you the opportunity to do different things. You have to be ready to discover and get to know the rules of the place.
Yeah.
How to communicate what
Yes.
people like.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what we can say now.
Okay. Thank you. Yes, I think
Thank you.
this is all. Thank you for having us, and
pleasure.
thank you for people who made this possible. So Plants Prod and Collab and Crea and sorry, PISUS, and the project that really made possible this very interesting interview, the fourth, right? So on Wednesday we have the number 5 interview, and at the hub, so here, always in this neighborhood. And so thank you to Corrado Canulli, thank you to Marta Melucci, thank you to Perfetto Danza, and grazie, prego. E spritz, adesso per tutti, ok?